before I begin, and I'd like you to sit properly first. So take a look at how you sit. I'm going to switch my chair so you can see me better. I'm wearing leg warmers because it's cold in New Zealand. It's winter here. Okay, it's probably about 10 degrees. Um, so I have to keep my legs warm. All right. So the ankles are underneath the knees. Okay. The feet are facing forward, nakaharap. You're gonna rock from side to side, and you're gonna feel yung bony part of your bumbunan on your chair. And then you're gonna lean forward and back until you find you're balancing on the tips of your seating bone. So you can see your movement of your hips, what we call the pelvis. So you're rocking it forward and back, and then you start to feel your lower back. So you start to feel that lower back round is this way. The belly goes in and then go out. All right. And then you're going to find that balance where you're balancing on the tips of your seating bones. And then you're going to press your hands onto your thighs. And you're going to use that to lift from your belly button all the way to your chin. So parang you're getting taller. And then you're going to lift the side of your waist. And you're going to find your floating ribs. So yung lowest ribs nyo na hindi nagko-connect, floating ribs, that's what they're called, so that the lungs can go down. So you're going to lift the side of your waist. So if you lift the side of your waist, you're actually lengthening your lower back, or you're using the muscles to lift the lower back spine. And then you're going to relax the shoulders. All right. And then you're going to bring your hands to your rib cage, and some of them are puffing out. So you're actually going to feel like parang bumubuka. So don't try not to make it buka. Try to knit them in. So you're like drawing them together. So look at my fingers, they're coming in. Now there's a tendency to round your back. So remember to open up the shoulders. Now, the most important part, because we work in our computers and our desks all day, is the neck. So you'll find a lot of us do this because of our computers. So of course, if we're doing this the whole day, when you stand, you look like that. Okay, so you're gonna just try to put your hands back, and then you're gonna roll the shoulders, and then you're gonna lift your arms up, interlace your fingers in the back of your head, and then use that to cup the hands and feel the curve of the back of your neck. So those that are just joining us, you haven't missed anything. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Round, and then opening up the elbows. So as you open up the elbows, you notice you open up the chest, and then you start to feel, nako, tight yung shoulders ko. Okay lang, kaya ka nga nag-yoga eh. So open up the shoulders, lift the back of your neck, lift your chin. So ipapantay nyo yung ears over shoulders over hips so that the spine is long. So use your head, your hands to hold up your head. And then imagine you had a stick from your sternum, yung breastbone nyo, all the way to the tip of your chin, and just allowing it to hold, a gentle hold. And then you adjust your gaze. So that's how you sit tall. And I know it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because you've never done it recently. So it's not because it's hard. It's just because you haven't made it a habit. So that's how habit starts. You do it over and over. But the body will easily adjust to the habit that's good for you because the body will accept what's good for it. That's why it takes out the gunk. Diba? Kaya nga mayroong release when you go to the banyo. Diba? All right, so you're going to sit tall here and you're going to sit on your chair. So as you sit on your chair, I want you to see which muscles are working to hold you up. So more oftentimes, you'll need to do a crunch in your belly. So do a little bit of a crunch, like a sit-up, like you're drawing it in, and use that to really hold like a corset, like a tight, yung parang Spanx. They hold your body up, and then they keep that draw in, but don't suck it in too much because you want to breathe. So you just want to use the muscles to knit that in, and then you relax the shoulders. And then you bring your hands onto your thighs. All right, now everybody close your eyes. I can't check, but it'll be nice if you did close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to feel your fingertips press into your thighs like you're playing piano. Okay, so be gentle with yourself. So the first thing we learn in the practice of yoga is to be kind to yourself. That when you see yourself, you have to look at yourself as if you're looking at the person you love the most. Like me, my mom. So think about it. If you look at your mom with loving eyes, how would you look at yourself? Of course, you have to love your mom. I don't I mean, if you don't, that's a different story. Find an image of somebody who you love. It can be your dog. And then feel your fingertips. And as you feel your fingertips, I want you to press into the palms and use that to lift your chest up to your chin. So you're aligning again your ears over shoulders over your hips. And then I want you to notice your breath. Imagining your breath. Noticing the rising and the falling of the chest. Noticing the sound of your breath. Noticing the feeling of your breath. Now, one of the things we learn as we age is we lose our sensory awareness, our ability to sharpen our basic skills. So in yoga, that's what's the first thing we learn, the first skill, sensory awareness. Imagining the breath through the body, hearing the breath through the sound of your own vibrations, and feeling the breath with the touch of the body. Feeling the lungs expand, the belly rise with every inhale. Exhaling when you feel the breath soften and the shoulders release. Inhaling, feeling the body rise. Exhaling, feeling the body release. We'll bring more attention to the breath now, deliberately breathing. Inhaling through the nose, keep the eyes closed. Bring the breath into the belly, the lungs, the top of the chest. Then as you exhale through your mouth, control the release of the breath like you're inhaling through the nose, feel the belly rise, the lungs expand. It's like you're filling up a balloon from within. Hold the breath full at the top. And then as you exhale through your nose, you make that sound. Nobody can hear you. I can't hear you. Just let it go. Control, contract the base of your throat. And then inhale, press into the hands, expand the chest, feel the shoulders rise, feel the neck lift. Hold at the top. Exhaling through the mouth, keeping the spine long, pressing to the hands, soften the shoulders, soften the cheeks. Inhaling through the nose for the first part of the breath, filling up the belly, the lungs, the top of the chest, and then you hold yourself full. You watch yourself like a balloon expanding. Then as you exhale through your mouth, you sit tall. You relax the shoulders. You draw the belly to the lower back. You feel the diaphragm lift and release. And then you watch yourself release the breath in the empty, inhaling for the first part of the breath, expanding, broadening, widening, getting taller, holding at the top for the second part of the breath, exhaling for the third part of the breath, contracting the base of your throat, softening, feeling the softness in the feet. And then you watch yourself empty at the bottom and be okay with it. Inhale, expanding, pressing to the hands, feeling yourself getting taller, wider, broader. Lumalapad, lumalaki, tumatangkad, and then you hold yourself at the top. And then as you exhale through the mouth, sit tall. Don't lose the tall, the wide, the deep. And then watch yourself empty. Now thread through the four parts of the breath, inhaling, pressing to the hands, feeling yourself lift like a balloon, but you're grounding on your feet and your seating bones. Hold at the top. Exhale, slowly feel the breath. Make that sound like wind passing through a cave. Let everything out until there's absolutely nothing left. Now on your own, four parts of the breath, inhaling through the nose, holding at the top, threading it through, exhaling through the mouth, controlling, keeping the spine long, and then watching yourself empty at the bottom. Last two cycles, inhaling. Keep the eyes closed, the face soft, and then letting go. On your own now, cycle of breath. And then one more, bringing your right hand on your belly, left hand above your heart below the collarbones. And as you inhale through the nose, feel the belly rise, that you feel the skin of the belly touch the right hand, all the way to the top of the chest, that you feel the top of your chest lift to the left hand. Then as you exhale, keep the spine tall. Exhale, feel the right hand sink as you release the breath. Feel the left hand sink, but keep your chin up. And feel the breath release. One more on your own, feeling the breath now through the hands, the sense of touch. Hearing the breath. Imagining the breath. And letting the face soft when you release the breath. And then very slowly placing both those hands gently on the top of your thighs. And then letting go of this is what we call the yogic breath, the victorious breath, that 4 parts of Ujjayi breathing. You'll hear that when you practice yoga. Letting go of the breath, watching yourself breathe on your own. Can you allow yourselves to watch? Can you allow yourselves to just hear, feel, see without control? And then starting to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Start to make movements with the body like you want to wake up. Very gentle. So remember, be gentle with yourself. Loving kindness. And then taking deeper breaths, moving the body, lifting your chin. And then very gently at your own time, you blink your eyes open and release. So welcome to yoga. You just did your first 12-minute breath exercises. So that is a form of meditation because you're just truly being with your senses. There is what you call a sensory-based meditation where you're meditating based on what you hear, based on what you see, based on what you feel, and all you're doing is observing. You're not engaging. So meditation isn't as difficult as people might think it is because they think it's a quieting of the mind. It's the practice that you do that allows you to be in the present moment and therefore allows the thoughts of the mind to pause. So I think one of the things you start to realize is that in your yoga practice that your mind and your thoughts are very different or is distinct because you see it. The fact na nakikita nyo ang takbo ng utak nyo, hindi lang kayo yung utak nyo, which means you can actually see it like you would see something outside of you, but it's in you. So just that awareness, knowing that my thoughts aren't real, should comfort you that for the last 12 minutes you got to breathe and maybe you feel better. Okay, so throughout the entire class, breathing is an important part of yoga because the idea is you want the muscles of the heart to continue pumping and you want it to pump at a natural pace. In this case, it's not natural, it's controlled. So because it's controlled, it's an exercise. So yoga by the breath is an exercise. Your heart is pumping. Good for each other. And that's why yoga is good for you. Okay, so I talked about eye exercises. In yoga, it's called drishti, your gaze. So, kunwari, may gwapong dumaan sa harap nyo. Siyempre, hindi nyo ako titignan kasi may mas gwapo sa harap nyo. So that's how the mind gets distracted. Or for example, if you saw that your family is already eating lunch when you are doing yoga, the mind goes to that. So what you want to do is, can I, in the morning, already manage my eyes and draw it into my control in order for me to have a clearer day or to see things better. So I want you to put your chair facing either a window or a depth perception. So for example, if you went to get an eye test today, the poster at the back, the one that says LRCHED in different font sizes. I want you to find the distance in your house kung saan ilalagay niyo yung poster na yan. Kunwari magpapa-eye test kayo. So if you can do that, that's the depth perception we need. So for me, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so again, sitting tall. So let's practice na sitting tall. Kasi kung uupo na lang kayo because we're all in lockdown, we might as well sit tall so that we get the optimal amount of energy even just by sitting. So it's like, for example, if you're going to buy a gallon of water, you're not going to buy a gallon of water that's half or kumunti na yung tubig. You want to get the full. So it's the same with your body. If you want to store the energy so that you can do the things you want to do in life, then you have to let the body sit tall so that it wants to do good things to itself, because it's the optimal use of energy by sitting tall. Okay, so you're sitting tall, ears over shoulders, over hips, hands on your thighs, and you're going to find your center. And then you're going to close your left eye. Okay, you're going to close your left eye with your left palm. You're going to extend your right thumb forward, and notice there's a tendency to pull the right shoulder forward. Draw it back. I should do it this way. Okay, so you're going to look at your thumbnail. So you're testing the vision of your right eye, and notice the tendency for you to judge yourself. Remember, it's about observation and loving kindness. So you look at yourself with honest observation, like you were looking at the person you love, her thumbnail. Okay, so look at the thumbnail, zoom into it, focus the eye. So the way the eye focuses is by blinking, and so that you can allow the light to come in, and then it processes the image and refracts back. Okay, so you're going to bend that right elbow like you're flexing, like you're trying to show you have biceps. Okay, and you do it slowly, and then you really zoom into each point. So not one point is better than the other. And you stop when it starts getting blurry. And then you refocus the eye again. And then, yeah, I know it's malabo, but that's okay. I mean, the point is you see it, right? So keep trying to zoom in, look at the detail, the color, and then straighten the arm again. Okay, slowly. Now, as you straighten that, slowly bring the thumb up as high as you can. Bring it back to center. Bring it back down again. Slowly, slowly. Bring it back up. Now, without moving your head, bring it to the right. So you're trying to test your peripheral vision. Okay, and you want to do it slowly, and you do it slowly because it's early in the morning in Manila. Well, mid-morning. And then stop where your head moves, because then you know that's your range of eye movement. So blink, open, and close, and zoom in. Can you see the same amount of detail? If not, it's fine. The eye works like a muscle. You need to work it. And then bring it up. Bring it back to center. Bring it down. Now, as you're sitting, use your core muscles to sit up. Sit tall. Come back up. And then small circles, okay? Just very small. Clockwise. Counterclockwise. And then bring it back to center. Now, imagine you had a bow and arrow, okay? So you're imagining you're an archer, okay? So look forward past the thumbnail. So look past the thumbnail like you're looking at the farthest point in the room or past the window. And use that like a laser beam from your right eye to your right thumbnail all the way to the image beyond the thumbnail, beyond the window. Zoom in into that point. All right? And then zoom back into the thumbnail. Zoom back into the far distance. Now lock your eye into the far distance. Lock it there. Release the right hand. Sit tall. Release the left hand. And sit tall. And notice the difference between right and left. And I know it feels funky, right? That's because you work the right eye muscle. Now let's do the other side. You can switch. Well, I'm only switching so you can see my thumb. All right. Sit tall, ears over shoulders. Now, if it's too tiring, lean, okay? I mean, kindness also means you need to rest or you need to ask for support. So you're going to cover your right eye with your right hand. You're going to extend your left thumb forward. Now, notice you tend to pull forward, draw it back. So you want to keep that relationship between your shoulders and your arms. All right, sit tall, draw your belly in. And then as you inhale, you look into your thumbnail. As you exhale, you soften that left shoulder. Zoom in with your left eye into the left thumbnail. Look at its point of focus. Can you see more detail? Mas marami bang linya kesa sa kanan? Do you see the details of that thumb? Then you're going to slowly, like you want to flex and show your muscles, you're going to bend that left elbow and try to slowly draw that left eye as close as you can. But looking at each point, it's not about how close the eye gets or how clear. It's how detailed you can get each point clearly. Okay, and really zoom in. And then very slowly, straighten the arm. For those that are just starting and have joined us, continue on. There's a replay, so you're not missing out. Just join in the class, extend that left arm, bring the left hand up slowly, do it slowly. Bring it back to center. Bring it back down. Bring it back to center. Then bring it to the left slowly. Don't move your head. Just as far as the eye goes, and then slowly zoom in. Take a look at that. You can actually bring it closer if you want. Oh, my eyes are so malabo. Okay, and then straighten that again. And then bring it up slowly. Bring it back to center. Bring it back down. Back to center, and then small circles. So go counterclockwise first. And then go clockwise. Bring it back to center. Now, look past the thumbnail like you were holding a bow and arrow and you want to aim and shoot past the window, past the wall. Lock in to that point. Zoom in. Do you see finer details? And then look again at the thumbnail. And then look past the thumbnail. Lock the eye into that point of vision. Release the left hand. Relax the left shoulder. Sit tall. Release the right hand. And then blink your eyes open and close. Okay, so that wakes up the eyes. I hope it woke up your eyes because it woke up mine. And if you do that every morning, and sometimes if you need a respite from the screen, kung masyado nang pagod na yung mata mo, mananotice mo na yan naman eh. Kasi kung masyado nang pagod yung mata, sumasakit minsan yung ulo, or the body will signal you when it's had enough. Pain is a way of the body communicating with you that something isn't right. So, notice it. It's a sharp feeling that needs to be remembered. And the reason why it's triggered is because there's something that's not exactly right. And it might just be a little tweak. So the idea is to constantly take a look at yourself. So I recommend practicing in front of a mirror, just to see yourself, because you often ask yourselves in yoga, how do I know if I'm doing it right or wrong? There's no right or wrong in yoga. I mean, well, there is. There are wrong ways of teaching yoga, but there's no wrong yoga. Okay, so that's why it's so important to choose your teachers and to make sure that you yourself have the ability to discern. And that's why we're doing things in a chair, because there's a number of you there that we've never met. Okay, so the eye kriya, it's called a kriya, so it's a practice. It's a way that you can actually improve your daily life by coming back to the basics. So eye exercises is a wonderful thing. You cannot not do too much of it. Okay, so now we're going to stand, because what I want you to, we're going to sit and then stand. I want you to start now spending the energy on moving the body for lower back, because a lot of us have been sitting on our backs. So today we're going to learn our warrior 2 poses and our side angle poses. And how we get there, we prepare. So I'm going to mirror you. So this is my left, but that's your right. Okay, so I'm going to lift my left leg, which is your right leg. Okay, so I'm going to call it right. Lift the right leg. Now, if this is too much, just put your hands underneath your thighs. Interlace your fingers and use the strength of your biceps to lift your legs. Now, as you lift your legs, notice that you tend to round your back if the core is weak. So what you want to do is bring the leg down, lift, and then draw your core in, protect the back first, and then lift the leg. Always protect the back by drawing the belly in. So the core, like we said, the Spanx or the corset that you wear is what protects the back from the front, okay? And from the side, from the spine. Bring that up and then bring it down. Now the other side, interlace behind or hold onto your knee or both and just flex. So you're warming up, and what you're trying to do is notice the relationship between your lower back, your hips, and your legs. So notice that sometimes it's round, so then you can bring it up, but you're compromising your back. So you're better off sitting tall and just lifting the leg. All right. And then you're going to sit naka de cuatro. Lift your right leg. Bring the outside of your right foot into the top of your left thigh. Flex the foot. So flex it. When you flex the foot, so you watch me. When I flex the foot, I track my knee with the second toe so that I protect the knee, okay? Because I'm opening the hip. And I just stay here. If your knee is high, stay there. Hold onto the knee. Inhaling. And then exhale, come forward. So you start to feel my hips are tight. That's fine. I mean, unless you're really hypermobile, the hips will be tight. So really allow yourselves to just lengthen up. Inhale, exhale, fold. If the knee is this high and you can't come all the way down, that's absolutely fine. Just come as low as you can, but come from the belly. Inhaling, exhaling. Then inhale, come up, careful with the foot, bring it down. Let's do the other side. Lift the left leg up. Flex the left foot, the outside of the left foot on top of the right thigh. Now, if the knee is high, just keep it there. If you can, try to bring it lower by opening up the left hip. Hold the foot, flex the foot, track the knee with the second toe. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold. So this is a hip opener and forward fold. Press the outside edge of the foot into your thigh. Inhaling, exhaling. If the knee is high, that's fine. Protect the knee, hold it, and then flex. Breathing in, breathing out. And then slowly lift the leg and then press it down. And then we're going to stand up, push, and then slowly rise. All right. We're going to work on our shoulders first. So you're going to bring your chair this way. And those that have vertigo or get dizzy, I want you to keep your chin tucked in and only look at your nose. And what I need you to do is flex from the hips by bending at the knees. So if you get dizzy a lot, all you need to do is do this. All right, you press the hands on the chair and flex. For those that have the ability to make tungo, to bring their head down, I want you to press the hands into the chair, move your feet back, inhale, exhale, push into the chair, flex. So you'll feel the shoulders. Push the palms into the chair, inhale, come up. Exhale, push the palms into the chairs, exhale, come down, straight legs. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale. Now, those that get dizzy, just stay here, just bend the knees and just come down with the bum. All right, so choose the modification that's right for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling, exhaling. And then slowly come up, walk your feet forward, and then hold onto the chair. All right, now you're going to hold onto the chair, feet hip distance apart, second toe in line with the center of your shin, the center of your knee, the center of your hip bone. So if you don't know where your hip bone is, use your fingers and find it, and then really align it so you're stacked up. All right, same as when we were seated. Lift the side of your waist, draw your belly in, knit the front ribs, keep the chest wide, ears over shoulders, over hips, over knees and ankles. And then slowly, hands always on a chair so you feel safe. Press into the chair, hold onto the chair, chin up, inhale, reach the arms up. Now, as you laterally flex towards the chair, I want you to really, really try to draw the hip in and then really lift and extend and breathe into the left lung, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, then slowly come up. All right, we'll do the other side. You're going to move your chair. Inhale, Lift the opposite arm up, reach, and then hinge over. So you're really trying to feel the length in the side of your waist and really trying to expand the right ribs and breathe into the lungs. Inhaling, exhaling, and then slowly come up. All right. Now, in the morning, we often have a lot of lower back issues. So the series of poses that we're going to do next will allow us to access the deepest core muscle, which allows you to really, really awaken what we call the psoas, which is your deepest core muscle that connects from your lower back all the way to your thigh bone. So if you're going to spend energy, you spend it where it has the highest impact, easy to execute, and available for you and safe. Okay, so that's what we teach. So you're going to make your feet wide. So as wide as you can. It'll be tight in your inner groins, but a little bit of a good stretch is good for you. You're going to now turn your right foot out, left foot in. The top of your right thigh lines up with the center of your thigh, your knee, and your second toe are in line. Your back foot turns in, so the hips face forward, so the lower back is protected. You bend the right knee. You've seen this pose in Warrior 2. You're going to move your back foot even more. You're going to bring your right hand on your chair, or in this case, and then you're going to slowly extend the left arm. As you extend the left arm, notice the shoulder draws that in. So you need a little bit of a twist. So from that side waist, you twist the body, you extend the left arm, you keep the back leg straight, you bend the right knee deeper, but you bend it by pushing the top of the right thigh down. As you push the top of the right thigh up, you draw the top of the right hip up. And then you extend the arms to the side. You look from left to right. So it's nice to have a mirror. And then you breathe. Now, if you feel unstable, hold. Stability before movement all the time. Press the back of the inner knee up. Press the top of the right thigh down. As if both feet were glued onto the mat. Can you try to draw them towards each other and feel the awakening of the inner groins and extend the arms to the side? Look over your right middle finger. Now we're going to go deeper. You're going to reach far forward as far as you can. You're going to hold onto the chair, or your forearm pushes onto the thigh. You reach the top arm up and you rotate the chest. The right ribs come forward, the left ribs come off. You push the left ribs down and you reach the top arm up. You can stay here, or you can rotate the top arm and bring the arm up and over for your side angle. And you breathe. So from that left ankle to the left hip, to the left arm and your neck, you breathe. Inhaling, exhaling. Now you push the forearm to come up, or you hold onto the chair. Inhale, you come back up into Warrior 2 with a straight leg. Reach, look over your right middle finger. And then slowly you straighten the right leg, hands on your hips, turn both feet in, and then bring the legs together. So you should be able to feel that within the inner thigh. So the idea of a yoga practice is it will take you through these ranges of motions very diligently. It's not just how the pose looks. It's actually how to get into the pose, how to stay into the pose, and how to really allow the pose to optimize. Left foot out, right foot in, center of your thigh, your knee, your second toe, back leg straight. Okay, so the back foot turns in, so the hips face this way, so the lower back is protected. All right, you're gonna bend the left knee. You're gonna hold onto the chair for safety. And as you bend that knee, you're not bending deeper. You press the top of the left thigh down. You draw the top of the hip up. You keep the back leg straight. You extend the right arm. You look over your right middle finger. You keep that there. You look over your left middle finger. If it's too much for you, keep the hand onto the chair. And then you breathe. You can bring the back leg even deeper if you want. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Now, as if the left foot and the right foot were glued, try to drag them towards each other and feel the energy through the psoas, through the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and then extend the energy through the arms as you look over the left middle finger. And then we'll go deeper. Reach far forward. You can hold onto the chair or the forearm and the thigh. You lift the top arm up. You try not to puff that. You draw that down. and you reach the right arm up and over your ears. So you align the neck through the back of your spine. The back leg is straight. And then you breathe for your side angle pose. Inhaling, exhaling. If this is too much, you can keep the arm up. You can keep the hand onto the chair. And then slowly to come up, you're going to push into the chair. Inhale, feel the back arm reach. Front arm, find your pose. Inhale. And then slowly hands on your hips, straighten the legs. Turn the foot in. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time to really get deep into that lower back. So one more, we're going to move the chair. Same side. Turn it out. The back foot turns in. I think oftentimes people forget about the back foot. More often they teach it that way, but then that's going to squish your back. And then you bend the knee. You come now into Warrior Two. It should be easier because the body's done it before. There's muscle memory, especially if you're doing it right. It will imprint. Inhaling, exhaling. And then you're going to come forward again. Reach the arm up and over. Breathe. And then you're going to come up. Now we're going to do this. We're going to straighten. And as you keep the leg straight, you're going to press the top of the right thigh and you're going to reach the front arm into the chair. And then you're going to reach the left arm up. And we'll keep it simple in triangle. The top thigh pushes back. The inner left knee, you open up the chest, broaden. To come up, come back to Warrior Two. And then straighten the leg. Other side, last one. Left foot out, right foot in. The back leg again. Bend the knee. Come now into Warrior Two with support with the chair, without the chair. Breathe. And then you go deep. Hand on your chair or on the thigh, up and over. And then slowly you're going to come up, Warrior Two. You straighten now the leg, triangle. Press the top of the left thigh, reach the left side of your waist. Hand on the chair or on top. You can stay here, bring the arm up and over. So notice that top rib, draw that in, lengthen here, rotate, and reach. Breathe. You can even go the full triangle. Open up. And then slowly you're going to bend the knee, Warrior Two. And then straighten the leg. Okay, so you should really feel it now. Invigorate the legs through the hips and the lower back. We're going to come now into our chair. I want you to close your eyes and sit tall and lean onto your chair. And just allow yourselves to slow down the breath. So you come back now, noticing that your heart rate is probably higher, which is good because you've exercised the heart. But you have to learn to self-soothe and regulate. Kailangan rin natin pansinin, masyado bang mabilis ang tibok ng puso? Pwede naman nating i-control. How do we control? Bantayan ang paghinga. Watch your breath. So as you slow down your breath, inhaling for 4 counts, holding at the top, exhaling for 4 counts, holding at the bottom. Closing the eyes, starting to feel the body sit comfortably on its own, redefining its new posture, ang bagong pag-upo. Siguro mas mahirap ng konti, pero alam ng katawan kung tama o hindi. So allow yourselves to breathe in the body, knowing that you've spent the time taking care of it. And then very, very gently, you're going to blink your eyes open and release it. We're going to close the class with a few back bends because it's Sunday. Oftentimes, Sunday brings anxiety because tomorrow's Monday. But there's still the next few hours of Sunday that we have to remember that there is this quantity of time made available for us And with the energy generated from this practice, there's so much positivity to share. So we'll end the class with a back bend. And I like to teach the back bend just very diligently. The back bend is really coming from your upper back, not from your lower back. So you're going to keep the lower back. That's what we learned today. Keep the lower back strong by drawing the belly in. So on your inhale, you bring the arms up, you interlace your fingers behind your head, you open up your elbows, and you lift from the base of your shoulder blades pushing forward. The chest lifts up. And you lift, it's what we call a thoracic coil. Pag-coil ng upper back until you feel yourself opening up. And you breathe with this openness, knitting the front ribs in, drawing the belly in to protect the lower back, holding up the neck, breathing, and then slowly drawing your chin in, releasing the arms, and then leaning back onto your chair. All right, closing your eyes. We're ending our class. Close your eyes. As you lean into your chair, find yourself morphing into the shape of your chair. That's why it's so important to choose good chairs, because they're for support. Allow yourselves to soften into the support of the chair, the ability to let go. So as you breathe slowly through your nose, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, letting it go. Inhaling on your own, expanding. Exhaling, letting go of things that no longer serve you. Stress, anxiety, worries, let it go. Knowing that with every inhale that you take all this goodness in, you allow that goodness to sparkle all over your body. That positivity, that goodness, that kindness, that hope, that joy, that pleasure, that ecstasy. Let it linger with every inhale. And with every exhale, feel that release, feel that letting go. With a sense of comfort, knowing that your thoughts are not real. These are thoughts. That when you open your eyes and see clearly, things are actually good. For in this moment in time, you have your breath. You have yourself. You have this body. We bring our hands to prayer position, your chest. We lift our hearts. Our thumbs touch the heart. Our head bows down to the hands. And we thank ourselves, the true teacher, ang totoong guro. The way we see ourselves with loving kindness and compassion. The way we spent time for self-care today, even just by listening, even just by watching, but more importantly, by being open. And more importantly, this sense of gratitude, this ability to be grateful for the little joys, the little victories, and for all that we are in what we see. We lift our heart, we lift our head, we thank ourselves for the time today. We blink our eyes open. Namaste.